Hey everybody, this is Evan with Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today I'm going to be bringing you a review of We're Doomed. So We're Doomed here is a 15-minute game for 4 to 10 players by Breaking Games. I'm going to take you down to the table, show you an example of how to play the game, and then bring it back up and give you my final thoughts. Alright everybody, so down here we have We're Doomed. Quasi set up here. This game can play from 4 to 10. I have it set up for a 4-player game right now. So there are many different ocracies that you can play. And with these ocracies, it's going to tell you down here in the lower right hand corner which ones to use for 4 players, and then such as like this one here, 5 players plus. And then there's a lot of repeats of the other ones too, but to figure out what you need, you just have to look, like I said, lower right hand corner. It's going to tell you which ones to add for what player counts. So that makes it super easy. Usually with a game, you're going to have them set up and you're going to put them into these little clippies, and they're going to stand up like this. But for the sake of doing this, it's easier to have this laid down. So the premise of We're Doomed is the world is going to end. And unfortunately, it's going to end in the next 10 minutes. So, with that, all of us ocracies are working on the project. The project is up here. In order for us to do that, we need to take resources and put them into the project. The project will blast us off into space, thus avoiding the inevitable destruction that we're going to have. So, you're going to have this little handy dandy reference guide. So we're going to reference this side first here. So as you build the project, how many players you have doesn't really matter. All you need to know is how many resources you need to put onto here to build X amount of seats. X amount of seats are for the people to get off of the planet. Now we're going to circle back to that here. The winning here we're also going to cover in a minute. Right now we're going to go and talk about these ocracies here. So we have 4 different ones. There's another one here, the techno-ocracy, but we'll talk about these ones here. So all the ocracies are effectively the same, except they have one special ability that is a little bit better than the base actions. So let's talk about these actions here. On your turn, what can you do? So you can take any one of these 5 actions. So we're going to go down through, and as you can see, each one has it highlighted here, but we're going to talk about the base action first. So the first action you can do is produce, which is gain 2 resources. Resources are in this bag here, and are going to be what you use to spend to build the project. Indoctrinate. We'll actually go over to this one to see the base action. It's gain 1 influence. That's in this bag here. And we'll talk about influence here once we talk about the later things in the game. Propagandize. Spend 1 resource to steal 1 influence from a player. Pretty self-explanatory. Invade. Spend 1 influence to steal 2 resources from a player. So when you're spending the resources, they go back into the bag. But you're stealing either the influence or the resources from another player, so one of the people around. Nuke. You can spend 8 resources to straight up eliminate a player. Okay? Now, as you can see, like I said, some of these are highlighted. And on the other side, facing out, everyone can see your special ability also. So like the autocracy, instead of 8 resources, they can spend 5 resources to eliminate a player. Theocracy, they gain 2 influence instead of 1 when they indoctrinate. Meanwhile, the democracy can steal 2 resources for free. They don't have to spend the 1 influence. Propagandize, they can steal 1 influence for free. Then you have like the technocracy, they gain 3 resources instead of 2. So those are the actions you're going to take. It starts with the first player and goes all the way around. Once he gets back to the first player, you're going to go into the next phase, which is contribute. And it's all listed right here. So contribute. What that means is everyone bids to be the first player, to get the first player token. How that happens is you're going to take whatever resources you have and you're going to go and put it into the project. You go and publicly say, you know, what you're going to put in. Here, let's toss a couple resources out here to give an example. So everyone's gone around. Democracy goes, I'm going to contribute 2 to the project. Now, it doesn't have to go to the next person. It's open bidding at this point. So say the theocracy goes, I will bid 3. Autocracy is like, well, it's not worthwhile for me to do this. The corporatocracy goes, I will also bid 3. Democracy bid 2. They could jump up and go, you know what, I'm going to bid 3. So right now it's a 3-way tie. Okay? I'll say that nobody else wants to put in. Ties are broken by vote. The vote has to have a clear winner, and it is off of a 3, 2, 1, and then you point to the person you want to win. Has to be the people in the vote, so they can't vote for the autocracy. Has to be out of these 3, and because there's 3 people, 2 people have to vote for 1. So if it again ends in a tie, you have to do it again. 3, 2, 1, point. And keeps going until there's a clear winner. That clear winner gets the first player token. Now, as I said, it is an open bidding. So right now it says these 3 players are at 3. Just because you put resources in like the democracy did, doesn't mean you can't go back in. So like we said, the democracy added another one to go to 3. So theocracy then could say, you know what, I'm going to go 4. Nobody else is going to put in. They can't go over 4 or over. So theocracy is going to win. So first player is going to slide over here. And on top of that, whoever wins the first player token gets an influence. And they get to pull an event from the top of the deck. There are 2 types of event cards in there. There's black ones and, right there on top, there are white ones. Okay? Black ones are secret. So you're going to get it. You're going to read it to yourself. You notice how it says right there? Read silently. So, embedded agent, keep this card face down in front of another player. If the player picks up this card, they have discovered your embedded agent. You lose all influence and discard this card. Okay? Now the white one. Public, read aloud. And then you're going to read all this, and it's going to tell you what to do on these. Important thing about the event deck. As you play game to game to game, the rules specifically say, do not shuffle this. This is a very hefty thing, and there are so many fun, exciting things, a lot of silly things. It is fantastic. So the game continues, and it's going to keep going and going and going. When the game starts, you're going to flip the sand timer. The game continues until the sand is done. When the sand's done, the game is over. What you're going to do at that point is you're going to look at the resources. Remember how I said how many seats? Well, that is how many of the ocracies that are still in play. So if you get nuked and you're eliminated, then you're completely out. But say there are 50 resources in here. That means there are 2 seats on the rocket. Okay, let's say the autocracy, for whatever reason, got eliminated. So we have these 3 left. If there are 2 seats on the rocket, how do we determine who goes onto it? That is where the influence over here is important. So it's not who contributes the most to the project to get off. It is who has the most influence is going to get off, and it's going to go in decreasing order. So say theocracy has 7, democracy has 3, corporatocracy has 1. So it's going to go 7, then 3. So going to get off the planet, is stuck behind. And that's how you determine who wins. All right, that's the game in a nutshell here. So I'm going to bring you back up and give you my final thoughts. So final thoughts here on We're Doomed. So We're Doomed 4 to 10. So sometimes that can be an issue for people getting a 4+ players. This is a game that's definitely better with the more players that you have, but it is completely playable at 4. Now this game is a fantastic, fun game to play if you have the right group of people. This isn't a competition game. This is a game that you're going to sit around and you're just going to have fun with your friends to play. If you take this game seriously, don't get it. It's not going to be good for you. That's not what this game is marketed for. This game is marketed for, a group of people to sit around, have fun, make fun of each other as they're playing games in a light rib-tickling kind of way. There's a reason that I have this game in my collection. It's still in my collection after multiple plays. And whenever we have a library game day or some kind of game day that there's a 4 to 6 or 8 of us together, this game comes out or is requested to come out because we always have a good time. And we still talk about stories about, when people were playing that there was a clapping contest and someone ended up getting shoved over so that it ended. Because the game's in real time, that took 2+ minutes to get through, and everyone was just dying and laughing the entire time. Absolutely fun game. I really recommend it if you have a group of people that you can play this game with that won't take the game seriously, that will get involved and have fun when the event cards come up and use them to just have a great time. But that's my thoughts on We're Doomed. Continue liking our content, hit the subscribe button, the like button. Every single one of those absolutely helps us. And until later, have a good day.